No one's gonna hurt you if you make them laugh. No song might desert you if you lose the nap. No one's gonna love you any more than I do. Sometimes I know better, but right now it's true. Sometimes it's easy, and no, sometimes it's hard. No one made me love you. I owe that one to my heart. Much as you may need me, I need you back. And anywhere you lead me, I'm ready for that. Oh, baby, I make wishes just like everyone, but there never was a daydream that could do what you've done. Sometimes it's easy, and oh, sometimes it's hard. But no one made me love you. I owe that one. I owe that one. I owe that one to my heart. I went to see a film called Scarecrow, and I walked out of the film. I'm a real movie buff, and movies, you know, I cry at Datsun commercials. So I walked out of that film, and it was like a first date with this person, and I remember getting in the car and just going, oh! And I broke down completely and cried for about 10 minutes, I think. And that was a line in the movie. You know, no one's going to hurt you if you make them laugh. And I'm going to try and keep a beat with that coffee thing. But, so, you know, I get my songs everywhere. I started in San Diego in about 1960, singing in the high school gym at Hoover High. And I'm sure everyone's done that. Nice concrete walls with the sound going all over the place. And got in the folk group in the 60s, and I sang at a place called the Land of Odin in La Mesa, and it was like a hootenanny, and it was a competition, and my group, the cleverly named trio, the Little Quartet, we lost. We got second place, and I still have the trophy, but we lost to a group called Fat Flat Pickin' Fred and his 4 flat-footed frog floggers. That's true. I know I remember that name, but you know, I mean, humble beginnings. Anyway, we had a hit, we went to number 4 in Southern California in 1965 called The Rising Sun. The group was called the Deep Six. I never did like that name. We had the logo on the drum was a sort of sunken six, and of course, we all know what Deep Six means. It's when something you throw it in the ocean to get rid of it, right? Well, ultimately, we broke up too, but anyway. Some water. When I tell you, get up in front of people like you and your IQ drops 15 points. This next song is called Tumble Down Love. And I wrote it with the idea in mind of having every word be like the last word in the sentence and the first word in the sentence. They're not all like that, but that was the general idea when I wrote it. It's only been recorded by one person, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, of all people. And she did a nice job of it, though. They're brand new, so they're stretching on me. A waterfall tumble down a love makes a love song the kind that takes so long to find many go wrong, but all of us go on. Some of us stumble on, tumble down love. Oh, what a sweet way to fall. I wanna love someone, but doesn't everyone? And I could go for you, but do you want me to? Still life can strand us like lovers on canvas who never quite manage to touch, caught in the stroke of a brush, when our painting's just flesh and blood waiting for tumble down love. Oh, what a sweet way to fall. I wanna love someone, but doesn't everyone? And I could go for you, but do you want me to? And all you can give her is love. Like a river, you rush to be tender, fanning the embers of love. Keep them burning at last. They are turning to tumble down love. Oh, what a sweet way to fall. I wanna love someone, but doesn't everyone? And I could go for you, but do you want me to? You always have to get through the first couple of songs, you know, so you can breathe. I tell you, I've done this. In the 60s, because our group had this hit in Los Angeles, we did all those television shows. Remember in the 60s there was Boss City, 9th Street West, Hollywood Go-Go, Where the Action Is, Shindig, Shivaree. I even did Art Linkletter's Talent Scouts, and Jackie Leonard, of all people, introduced our group. And you remember the comedian Jackie Leonard? What? That kind of that was great. He came backstage and we were nervous and to the teeth. We were just chattering. And he walks backstage and says, what are you going to close with? Oh, God. You know, as if I could even get on to begin with, you know. He was asking what I'm going to leave with. Anyway, it was interesting. Because we did all those TV shows, though, we can get real nervous. You may notice we have a video over here. There's a camera and it's taping all of you, not me. I love it because Mark Schultz and Patricia Mooney here, who are doing this, Patricia Mooney and Mark Schultz, because she's actually doing it tonight, told me it adds 10 pounds. Just what I need. I could have left that part out. I see a lot of friendly faces here. I actually know a lot of you. I've been to this meeting a few times. and usually at a restaurant. Where's the food? Where's the I see Charlene Shade there, a woman who's written a book here. I think this book was your entree into the San Diego Writers and Editors Guild, right? She's written this book, Don't Move With Me from A to Z. It's a children's book. Can you all see this? And each letter and sound has an animal that makes a move. You know, so we've gotten together. Actually, I did another class with Peggy Lipscomb, wherever Peggy is. There she is. And because of Peggy, I met Charlene, and we're working together now. And I'm adding music to this. And I wanted to salt this evening with some of these tunes. Most of these are hot off the press, so I'm going to have to actually look at a sheet. But got this one here. This is a capo. It cheats for me, yes, that's what it does. What are you looking at? What do the birds do, and what do the bees do, and what do the birds and the bees have in common? They both fly around way above the ground. Why, I think I see one coming. The birds and the bees are flying around. They're living in little bird and bee towns. Well, I know a bird, and his name is Bob. He flies all the time. He's got a great job. Well, I like to fly, but I don't have feathers. I like to fly, but I don't make money. Well, I like to fly, so I got to try, even though I might look a little funny. I'm flapping my arms and I'm running around. I'm trying real hard to get off of the ground. I'm telling you now, this is really a pain. Next time I think I'll just take the plane. What do the birds do, and what do the bees do, and what do the birds and the bees have in common? They fly around way up off the ground. Why, I think I see one coming. Yeah, I love doing this because the challenge is, and I keep saying it, this is the only way I know to say it, is to be simple without being simplistic. And as a writer, it is a challenge indeed. I mean, I've written for adults almost all my life, and I was a staff writer for Screen Gems, Columbia Music for a long time, and then Motown. And I've been recording artists for, geez, the list. Actually, if I just said one label, it probably would have meant I'd been more successful. I got 6 or 7 of them. Liberty and Capitol and RCA and Motown. And writing these little children's songs is as fun as anything I've ever done, and as challenging as anything I've ever done. I have a couple of gold records, one for Joe Cocker and one for Diana Ross. And the Diana Ross song was 5 complete rewrites. You know, I'd take it to her and she'd say, well, you know, I like it, but, you know, come back and write it all over again. Fortunately, she finally did it. But I mean, it was like drudgery. It was really work. And it's not like that with this. I'm really enjoying it a lot. I'll do one more here. I expected a friend of mine to come down, a fellow with whom I've been collaborating, and he was going to be here a little late, so he just called me a while ago to say that he would be a little late. In fact, he was leaving just then from Anaheim. I'll get him. This is one of the closing tunes in the... Oh, whales have tails that they love to wiggle. They love to wiggle them up and down. Oh, whales have tails that they love to wiggle. And when the tail wiggles, it moves them around. Well, dogs have tails too that they love to wiggle, but the little doggy wiggles in a little circle. I gotta do that again. I got the pig and the doggy mixed up. but the little doggy wiggles from side to side. When the doggy wiggles, it makes you wanna giggle. It makes you really, makes you wanna laugh inside. Oh, whales have tails that they love to wiggle. They love to wiggle them up and down. Oh, whales have tails that they love to wiggle. When the tail wiggles, it moves them around. Now it's the big. Little pigs have tails too that they love to wiggle, but the little piggy wiggles in a little circle. When the piggy wiggles, it makes you wanna giggle. It makes you really, makes you wanna laugh inside. Oh, whales have tails that they love to wiggle. They love it. Gosh, this is fun. Does anybody else want to do it? Boy, I tell you, you don't want to take a big gulp of a carbonated beverage before you do that. Okay, I'm writing with some people in San Diego that are members of groups, current groups. Can I get in the Writers Guild by writing songs? Nobody ever told me whether I could or not, you know?
Sure.
Call it fiction.
Call it fiction. Gene von Heitlinger speaks. Hi, Gene, how you doing? Call it fiction. Well, it is, absolutely. Except when it isn't. Right. Let me tune this again.
Non-carbonated.
Oh, thank you very much. This is a guitar. It's a real special instrument. It once belonged to Andre Segovia. Now, that doesn't mean that I play it that well. He'd probably just slap me if he saw me doing it. When you change these nylon strings, they stretch for days. As has been mentioned, I have a songwriting workshop. If any of you would like to come to it, I'm going to Boston because it's been so incredibly cold here. I want to get away from it. I'm going to Detroit and Boston for a few weeks, but the workshop will resume and most of the ones at the Writers Bookstore are ongoing. Have you all been to the Writers Bookstore? I mean, I love these bookstores. There seems to be a proliferation of really wonderful bookstores in the city, and the Writers Bookstore is a fabulous place. I owe a lot to it. This is a real brand new tune that I wrote with a fellow named Randy Parks. I have collaborated on most of my songs. I have written some completely alone, but I find it more comfortable to be a lyricist. And, working with someone who has better command of their instrument than I do. I'm pretty much a hack. I play chords, and I play enough to write songs and get ideas. And like these children's things, and I'm doing that. But I have written lyrics more than anything else. And Randy Parks has written the music to this one. It's my bedtime. I should be sleeping. I want to fall into your dreams nice and easy. But it's your body, little sex you can't get away from, that keeps my eyes wide. It's the moves you make when you make them on the inside. Your love amazes me. It turns like heaven on a dime. Your love amazes me like something out of time. Your love amazes me because it's mine. When you touch me, I get reckless. I'd do anything to keep our kisses breathless. Wait, I got nervous and switched my verses around. Wait, where'd that one go? I'll do it over again. I'm not nervous about this. I do it too often. When you touch me, I get reckless. I'd do anything to keep our kisses breathless. Your love amazes me, turns like heaven on down. Your love amazes me, like something out of time. Your love amazes me, because it's mine. Last night in your sleep, I kissed you on the cheek, and you smiled. This morning in the light, I was thinking about last night, and I smiled. Your love amazes me, turns like heaven on down. Your love amazes me, like something out of time. Your love amazes me. Your love amazes me. Your love amazes me. Because it's mine. Have all the time with this. Somebody else got any questions or something? Seriously.
Yes. Which songs were your gold records?
Hitchcock Railway by Joe Cocker, which I played for you, but I haven't played it in about 10 years. I got the gold record about 11 years ago, and I was fortunate enough to have Jose Feliciano do it first, and when Joe Cocker heard it off of his version, Feliciano is an interesting little side thing about that song, is Feliciano learned it by Braille, and one of the lines was 2 train tickets to LA, 1 round trip, the other one way. And he dropped one of the ones, so his was the other one. 2 train tickets to LA, 1 round trip the other way. I don't know that it really made sense either way, but Joe Cocker did the song with that version. And if you listen to Joe Cocker's version, you'd be lucky to get about a quarter of the words. I mean, there really very few understandable words. But the song, it's rock and roll, and it's a groove. I mean, it's just a, you know, like that. And, excuse me. And I love his version, and so I just know I'm so white. You know, my music is very white oriented. It's true. I've had a lot of rhythm and blues cuts in my life, but that's because people took my songs and rearranged them another way. Usually, when I sing, I have a pretty, you know, country kind of folk, straight ahead ballad, white way of singing. And but I've had records by Junior Walker and the All Stars and Thelma Houston. Junior Walker, you might remember, had a shotgun, shoot it for me right now, you know, that sort of stuff. And so I've had a lot of R&B cuts. You know, of course, I was with Motown, so I had a lot of in-house artists do my songs, Diana Ross and Thelma Houston and Rare Earth and the Fifth Dimension, people like that. But you know, this song, you know, you look at it, what's he doing here? You know, without telling you all of it. I sort of broke out of show business. I found that there was a lot of things that I had to get away from it that were part of it, and the drugs and that whole scene was part of it. And I just figured that it was just best for me in my life to leave it, you know. And so I came back down here. One of the reasons I keep harping on Betty Juris and this bookstore is because it's about that time that I literally can pinpoint my life changing in some very real and substantial ways. And meeting all of you is just one of them. You know, I've been wanting to write a book, but I'm so intimidated by that process that, you know, I've been writing songs all these years, and I consider myself a pretty good lyricist, but I don't think of myself as a poet. You know, poems and lyrics I find very different. The number of poems that I have that I would show you or tell you now, about 3. But I would show you all my lyrics just about. It's strange, but having met so many people who are writing lengthier pieces, you know, it takes discipline to write song lyrics as well, but you don't have to sit down for 3, 4, 5 months a year at a time to do it. I could write a song right here in front of you, pretty much. Whereas, who wants to write a short story here right now? Come on, Martin. I know Cassidy can do it. I keep trying to find things that Marsh can't do, And recently, I was in the back of the bookstore at Betty's, and I heard someone singing. A really beautiful, nice baritone voice. Or tenor, and I went out and it was Mark. I walked back. I try to learn something new. It's a thing I do, but once a month it's learning about fleas or juggling or whatever. And I picked up juggling recently, and I'm actually to the point where I can keep it in the air for at least 6 to 10 cycles, And I thought, I've got one. And I said, Marsh, here, and I threw him at it, and he went. I'm still looking. If anybody has any ideas, the writer's bookstore. Okay. The fellow that's still in Anaheim wrote this next one with me. Really. See, I'm leaving here, and I'm going up to the place called Leo's in San Marcos this evening, and they have a talent contest there. And the winner gets to go to Tahoe. I figured, why not? I spend half my time thinking about the other half. Boy, ain't that a laugh. I sure could use one. When I think of you, I think of blue. It used to be my favorite color. Days go by, wishing that I could fly away. Wish I could fly away. Wish I could fly away home. The fools sail, no breeze to shove me. I sleep by my telescope, dreaming someone loves me. If not here on earth, perhaps somewhere above me tonight. Around me, I find myself wondering, does everyone know? If so, it must show. It doesn't take much to see his heart on my sleeve. At least I've got something to wear. I watch days go by, wishing that I could fly away. Wish I could fly away. Wish I could fly. Back to the children's. A lot of this deals with specific moods. So when I'm writing some of the songs, what I'm showing you here is fairly short, but when I record it, which I'll do in about 2 weeks, I elongate it all so that the kids have a lot of repetition in it, and so that there's time to do something. If there's a move, you can make it. I tell you, I went with Charlene recently. There was what was that conference? Head Start, and it was out at the Catamaran, and she put on a wonderful class, aka show for these people. And there were about 50 adults in this room doing the most ridiculous thing. And it really loosened everybody up. It was wonderful. Really, it was. It was just terrific. Everyone's cute to their mother, but a newt is cute, unlike any other. Newt is a cutie when she slips and slides. She really is a cutie when she dips and glides. Well, everyone's cute to their mother, but a newt is cute, unlike any other. Newt is a cutie when she slips and slides. Really is a cutie when she dips and glides. Well, everyone's cute to their mother, but a newt is cute, unlike any other. Goes like that. I'm going to end here with another of the children's songs. I'm having such fun with these things. I hope you like them as much as I do. Okay. Now some of them, see, I'm not approaching this in terms of the kids being little tiny children alone. I mean, I look at 2 and 3-year-olds and they're bopping around to Michael Jackson just like me. And it seems to me that there are there's just a lot more going on there than most of us give them credit for. Children's rights, you know. And so I don't approach their songs completely from the standpoint of it being a children's song. You know, I like to put adult ideas in there also because adults pay for the children's songs. Well, you know, I mean, seriously, in terms of marketing something like this, I want to deal with that as well, you know, because like when I teach my workshop people, I deal with this in terms of commercial songwriting. I want a hit record. I like security and comfort, just like everybody else. And I enjoy art as well. So if I've managed to combine the two, well, then all's the better, you know. But so I make these songs accessible to both the children and adults. At least by your reaction, I think I've done that. When you're young and the world is full of fun, you're stalking the wild butterfly in the backyard sun. Before you can leap on it, you must creep up on it. When you're small and the world is tall, and everything's just out of reach, somewhere down the hall, how you gonna get to it unless you crawl, 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 crawl. When we're little and the world is new, and everything's just another thing to get into, but how you gonna get to it unless you move, 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 move. So anytime you want to get somewhere, here's what you do. You just creep, crawl, move, that's all